Okay, today we are playing a game on Route 66. We are playing Mercy the entire way through, and there is no SR for today's game because it was a placement game. Also, no noise from the, or no sound from the video. No noise from the video seems like a weird way to phrase that. No sound from the video because past me is a dirty animal that has no self-restraint and was watching a video at the time. My apologies. We are also on the console. So, attacking first. We've got Soldier and we've got McCree. Fantastic news. Both good characters to be damage boosting. There goes Reinhardt, my man, charging in immediately. Don't need to be healing Anna right now. Even if you damage boost an Anna, you know, just damage boost them rather than heal them if they're full health, you know. Trying to get to the boy. The boy's already been healed. The email also specifically said we'd never learn to super jump. That's fine. I never learned to super jump either. That's whatever. It's really like sunk cost fallacy at this point where I was convinced they would take super jump out of the game because Blizzard hates tech they didn't intend to be in the game. We're healing people at full health again. So I was sure they'd patch it out. They never patched it out. But at this point I'm like, but they'll patch it out sooner or later. Damage boost, there we go. They'll patch it out sooner or later. They have to. They're not, if they were going to patch out the super jump, they would have done it by now. I just don't want to admit I was wrong, essentially. So it's all very scary up there. A lot of people are getting murdered. Just went downhill very quickly. Can't heal him because he's like right next to or res him rather because he's right next to a bunch of dead people. And yeah, now we're just kind of over here. I'm not going to point out all the times we should be healing instead of damage boosting. The email even acknowledged doing it, so I'm not going to point it out every single time, but, you know, don't heal people at full health. Just standing thing, you know. So, team's getting fucked up there real bad. Their team is pretty spooky to play against, because it's like Roadhog and Doomfist now, both of which are quite scary to go out into public against when you're playing Mercy. McCree's up to no good. He's going upstairs to use Deadeye, probably. No, he jumped down. Okay. Oh, there's Doomfist. We're not really going to do anything about it, pistol-wise, but I guess you might as well. We are... Where? We're just suddenly leaving? Did somebody ult and I couldn't hear it? Yes, Junkrat ulted. Okay, fair enough. Understandable. I can't hear because past me was watching a fucking video. The video is, you may remember, a video like 2 weeks ago at this point, I was talking about this 6-hour-long video about a game called Tokimeki Memorial, and then after I talked about that video, I was like, well, now I'm gonna watch that video again. It's still a very good video, and that's what I was watching in the background. It is a 6-hour-long video about a dating simulator that was never released outside of Japan, and it's owned by Konami, so it never will be now. But the video is really good, you know? Action button, Tokimeki Memorial, if you're interested, but you know, it is a 6-hour-long video about a very weeby game. But I wanted to play the game afterwards. I can't, though, because I don't read Japanese, unfortunately. So Doomfist behind us. We saw him. He was hidden behind our UI because he was walking past Team 1, but he was there in the periphery. We didn't notice, we did notice him, but it took us a while to notice him the last time he was up there as well, so I suspect we have a tendency to be focusing on the person that we're looking at. And not really, like, looking around the screen. Or focusing on the person we're tethered to is a better way to say that. Obviously, we're looking at the person we're looking at. The person we're tethered to is a better way to phrase that. Again, try not to heal people at full health. We did it in there a little bit. Even if it's an Anna, you know, damage boost the Anna. It's something, you know. Healing him at full health as well. That's Doomfist behind us. We could keep damage boosting the Hammond in that situation because Doomfist is going to have to work. He's going to have to put in like triple overtime to kill a Hammond from that much health, right? So we could have kept damage boosting Hammond in there, but it is not really a huge deal. because Hammond was also probably never going to kill the Doomfist, but, you know, it's not a huge deal, but we could have done it. Then Soldier used Tac Visor, and we did start damage boosting him. We killed everybody. Hooray, fantastic news. Reinhardt's still charging in recklessly, no holds barred. We have a Pharah now, which is great news. The email said we didn't indulge in the pharmacy very much because we didn't trust the Ana to actually do any healing, which is understandable. Well, yeah, I thought we were gonna get cut off. If you don't trust the other healer, then you can't really spend as much time with the Pharah in the sky, because you're gonna end up having to spend more time healing, of course. Still try and just keep in mind where the Pharah is, because even if you don't actually spend a lot of time in the sky damage boosting the Pharah, it's good just to know she's there to escape with. So the email asks about this moment specifically, where we spotted the Junkrat in Valkyrie and we decided to go kill him, and it was asked if this was correct. 100% yes, absolutely. Props to my man Junkrat finding a very unique spot to use Riptire from, but yes, absolutely the correct choice. I fully endorse going after anybody in Valkyrie that you think you have a decent chance of killing, and no one's freer than a Junkrat that's currently using his ultimate. So absolutely 100% the correct choice. Nobody was gonna die while we were doing that, so, you know, it's all good, it's all good. There's Roadhog. Things are going well. Roadhog's coming out to feed, basically. He's using his ultimate as well, even. Sorry, elevator music was playing in my head there. One thing I notice is that, in general, it feels like we're playing quite slowly, which is something I'm now going to struggle to quantify exactly what I mean. A little spooky to just turn around and see Doomfist there, but he was mostly dead, so, you know. Oh, he died to Sleep Dart! The Doomfist died to Sleep Dart. Fantastic news. Now he'll sleep forever. Oh my god, what's going on out here? Jesus Christ. What I mean by this is basically that we're spending a lot of time just kind of, like, sitting back, kind of looking at things that are going on. When, higher level Mercy gameplay, you spend a lot of time, like, bouncing from person to person, basically, kind of trying to follow the person that looks like they're in the best position to do damage, because we're looking to keep damage boosting as much as we possibly can. Doomfist after us right now. I just saw his silhouette skate by. So, you know, right now we're sitting back, playing very cautiously instead, which is fine in its own way, because ultimately we're just trying not to die more than anything else. Ooh. I would go for the res on the Ana right there, because Doomfist at this point is not super likely to kill us anymore. Because right there he used the punch, so I'm like, that's and like, to be honest, he's not even looking that way. I doubt he'd even notice if we started rezzing her right behind him, to be honest with you. I think this is the other moment in the email, which was asking about, like, if it was correct to not res the Ana. Let me just double check real quick. At the very end of point 1 attack, well, this is point 3. I'll assume it was this one. I choose not to res the Ana and focus on healing as well. Seemed like the correct choice, was it? I assume that was here, because we just walked past the Ana, who was dead, right? Or, well, didn't walk past her, but we elected not to res her. I would have resed her there. It was pretty safe. Oop, accidentally canceled the res on that person. We've pretty much lost this fight, so it's not really the end of the world, but, you know, careful when you're using Valkyrie. It's very easy to back up too far and cancel your res. I would have res the Ana there, like, just right behind the Doomfist, because he used his punch, which is the thing I'm really afraid of, as far as, like, resing next to a Doomfist goes. Yeah, like, there's still maybe uppercut, you know, maybe, but, like, I really don't think he would have done it. That's my read on this player, basically. So I would have resed her right there, because nobody else was, like, critical, either. But I also don't actually think it mattered either way, because it looked like that fight was lost pretty decisively, all things considered. So I don't think it would have actually mattered if we resed her or not, regardless. But I would have gone for the res on her. But just because I didn't respect the Doomfist enough as a person, basically. So, oop, there he goes. Alright, skirts right past us. That's one of the situations you'd be justified to pull your pistol out and start shooting at him, given he just punched right up to us, and he wasn't at full health, you know. There wasn't anybody, like, immediately next to us to boost instead. We kind of had to, like, get past him to get to anybody. You'd be justified to pull out and shoot at him a little bit there. We wouldn't have killed him, but, like, you know, there's just one of those things where it's like, there wasn't really much better to do at the time, since we were backing up from him anyway. Might as well shoot at him a little bit. Because we're just trying to maintain, like, being active as much as we possibly can, you know. So here, just damage boost these people. Like, don't even put the heal on right now, because, like, I get it. Soldier's not full health. We switch to the healing for a little bit. Like, don't even worry about it. Right now, we're just trying to kill these people as soon as they come out. Don't let go of the damage boost in this situation unless the dude looks like he's about to die. Like that guy right there looked like he was about to die. We're backing up from Bob. Should have rezzed the Anna right there. It was safe to do so at that moment. Should have rezzed her. Didn't matter, as we can see, but we should have rezzed her there. It was safe, and we want more people alive, preferably, you know? Like, right there, we're just trying to kill people as soon as they're getting past. Like, don't even lay off the damage boost until it looks like somebody is, like, half health or something, you know? Because we're in overtime at that point. We're just trying to finish it off as quickly as we can, and the damage boost is more helpful in that case. Don't let people die, standard thing, but at the same time, that's one of those circumstances where they'll get healed by the cart, maybe Anna, and it's going to be like 1 or 2 people trickling out. We just want them dead as soon as we can. So, Torbjorn is also fine to damage boost, not as good as McCrane, but Torbjorn's still decent. People don't like to damage boost Torbjorn. Oh, there's Doomfist again. People don't like to damage boost Torbjorn because Torbjorn's turret doesn't benefit from damage boost, though apparently there was a brief time where there was a bug that it did do this, but it doesn't now. People don't like to damage boost Torbjorn because it doesn't work on the turret. Here's the thing, though. How many times have you seen Torbjorn randomly kill somebody from across the entire map because they were just spamming at roughly head level across down a long line of sight, right? How many times have you seen that happen? I'm willing to bet everybody's seen it happen quite regularly versus a Torbjorn, actually. So, Torbjorn's still good to damage boost, brother. So, oh, fantastic news. She died in the most convenient place to res imaginable right there. So, when you're defending, this is what the game looks like. You know, you don't... I was talking about playing a little slow while we were attacking. Now, when you're defending, this is just what you do. Because it's way less likely anybody's doing anything super aggressive for you to, like, bounce between people doing aggressive things, right? Because usually when you're attacking, it's a little bit more like you bounce back and forth between boosting the DPS and the tanks, depending on as things are going on, because, hey, Reinhardt's in there, I J up to him so I can damage boost him more in this fight. Well, now Genji's trying to kill their backline over there, so I damage boost over there, or GA over there to damage boost him, maybe he kills the Ana. You know, you do a lot more stuff like that while you're attacking. Basically, people are more likely to be doing aggressive things, so you want to spend a little bit more time bouncing between them as the position changes. But defense, that's not really happening. You pretty much just sit back where the enemy team can't see you and damage boost people as it happens. People are less likely to be in weird positions that you need to GA to. Hopefully that makes sense, because I understand just saying we're playing slow is something that's hard to fully, like, comprehend from a Mercy perspective, right? Because it's like Mercy, you sit back and you boost people. When on attack, things are less, like, static, you know? Defense, it's pretty static. Your whole team plays around the choke point. Attack, your team is less likely to do so. and usually prompts a more active playstyle, even if you're playing a more passive character like Mercy. So Reinhardt put himself as out of the way as he possibly could, so life is hard, you know, what you gonna do? We walked into the damage orb right at the end. Oh no, we didn't actually, we died to the Orisa, because it looked like we'd, like, strayed just into the damage orb again. I think it got, like, one touch in, but it was the Orisa that actually finished us off, unfortunate. It got very spooky. There was a very brave res to go for. I'm not actually, like, fully against going for it, though it was optimistic. The reason I'm not fully against it is just because, like, the enemy team is kind of bad, right? So I kind of just don't respect them as much. So I'd be more willing to go for, like, a riskier res like that, just because I don't really think that they're gonna do that much damage, because, like, we've watched, like, their flankers fail to kill Ana, like, 4 times at this point, you know? Like, they're not great at doing damage. And as we can see, the payload has not moved an inch since we died, so clearly we made the correct choice. We did this. That's what I tell myself always anyway. I did this. They have a Bastion now. This is spooky for our team, less so for us. So because we used Valkyrie, I would go for the res at this point. I'm not fully in favor of using the Valkyrie, because I'm not super optimistic about us holding this point. But if we're gonna use Valkyrie, we might as well go for the res, because we can hang pretty close to this corner where Bastion is not likely to be able to see us, and it's quite hard to kill Mercy through Valkyrie, right? And then when you're rezzing, you just, like, start spinning around wildly to make your head a little harder to hit. So I would, if we're gonna Valkyrie, we may as well go for the res, since we could still hug the corner while we were going for it. But I didn't really want to use the Valkyrie there. Simultaneously, I did say I didn't respect the enemy team very much, so at the same time, you know, maybe fuck it, right? Especially since at that point they'd gone for the Bastion. Like, they're fully like, my man switched to Bastion, I just watched him change to Soldier again. Like, man, come on. Commit. Fucking commit, you pussy. We're in overtime anyway. If you're gonna Bastion, stick to it. So we just went right over that bomb right there. It was to try and keep the Ana alive, and, like, we were out of in cover, so whatever. We won the game. It wasn't especially hard. So let me just check the email. I'm pretty sure those were the only 2 things we specifically asked about, but let me just double check, because there's kind of a full thing in here. So Junkrat, the Ana, I have to assume that was the Ana, even though it says 0.1, that was 0.3, but, like, I have to assume that was the moment with the Ana, because I didn't really notice another part where it was obvious we could have rezzed the Ana. Though at the same time, I'm known to not pay attention fully, so maybe I missed it, but, let me know if that was not the Ana res that you were talking about. Let's see, not when not meaning to leave heal on players who don't require it. Yeah, you know, that's why I didn't bring it up every time it happened, but yeah, we did do it. I think I need to change the beam lock-on percentage. Here that helps with switching player to player more quickly. It did look like we had trouble switching from character to character, actually. It did look like that. So yeah, like, reducing the sensitivity on the lock-on can help with that, because it did look like it, especially, like, really early on in the game, right? Where did that happen? It was, like, pretty early on, like, in one of the first fights, it looked like we were having trouble picking somebody here. Was that, like, in the first fight, I noticed it looked like we had trouble doing it. Yeah, there's Doomfist again, failing to kill the Ana, shock. Yeah, it was here. We had trouble getting to the McCree, right? Yeah, well, it took us a little, yeah, like, right there, we're trying to get McCree, but we're struggling. He was behind a lot of people, to be fair. It did look like we were having a bit of trouble switching between people, so yeah, reducing the sensitivity can help with that. I've never actually messed with it personally, though I also play on PC. I imagine this is a more important setting if you're on console, actually, where you have slightly less control overall, so it's probably more important there. I haven't yet mastered the super jump, neither have I, you know. I should, like, I will say it is something you should try and learn to do. Do as I say, not as I do. The super jump is very helpful, and I should have learned to do it, I just have never actually bothered. It is, like, if you're gonna play Mercy, like, regularly, it is something that you should try and invest in learning, because it is helpful for surviving in some spooky situations. Oh, the game was at 3 AM, likely not the best time for comp. That would explain the Doomfist, actually. Yeah, okay, so that's all. So, yeah, the killing on the Junkrat was good. I would have rezzed the Ana, and, yeah, try not to heal full health targets so much is the big thing. Maybe try and be a little bit more active when you're playing on attack. Try and, like, follow who seems like they're in the best position to do damage, because conventional wisdom is to just sit back and damage boost people like Soldier and McCree, which is fine also, since they're consistent output DPS, but like who it is that's in a position to do the most damage can switch very regularly. Like, it's very rare you actually see people give advice to, like, damage boost to Winston, even though damage boosting a Winston is, like, almost a guaranteed dead support player, right? Like, anyway, so defense is less of a big deal, but when you're on attack, maybe try and follow who's in a better position to actually do some damage when you're so you can optimize who you're damage boosting. Though this is a less big deal than, like, the other things, like, just not healing people at full health, is a bigger thing to worry about, overall. So, like, don't let that overtake the more, base level things. But yeah, that's what I got for you. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If I answered your questions from the email inadequately, please let me know. I'll try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord, ask questions more directly, and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started sharing on Twitch Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST to the link channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.